We are a temperature control equipment manufacturer focusing on custom equipment for like large capital manufacturing projects of like the things you never think about how they're made and like in like big like factories and manufacturing plants. Our equipment goes there for temperature control purposes. We package a heater and sometimes an exchanger and pump on a skid, wire all the controls to the point where the customer can just tell us a temperature that they want to keep some equipment at, and we can handle the rest.
We're wrapped up in almost every industry you can think of. So, anything from food and beverage to chemical to all the way to manufacturing for aerospace.
I mean, some of the jobs that we've done, knowing where they go, they use our stuff to launch rockets. Knowing that a lot of the stuff that we build serves a great purpose.
We've got automotive, we've got pharmaceuticals and chemicals, we've got mining, we're involved in food processing, we're involved in furniture building. I mean, there's just so many ways that our systems are helping to run these processes that it makes us feel like we are part of the bigger picture here and we're helping things to move along as they should.
I'll go through and tell people, and when I tell them where I work, it's like, oh, what does that equipment do? And then I'll explain to them, oh, it makes pharmaceuticals, it makes, press board furniture. And they're all like, oh, I never thought you told me hot oil equipment. I never thought that everything in my life was probably made with some level of hot oil equipment.
Pretty much all of manufacturing needs some sort of temperature control, heating and cooling, like whether it's like keeping wax at like a certain temperature for sealing bottles or heating fluid running through plates of like platen presses or extruding out plastics that are used in medical situations. Like all of that is just run of the mill, and it's 3 of 100 different things that our equipment can be part of.
One of the cool things about the job is, when there are new technologies being developed, how can we apply our equipment to these new technologies and help them to accomplish what it is that they're trying to accomplish. When I worked out of college, and they had an engineering department there that had around 100 engineers. It was a very big engineering department, it was a very big company, and it was very easy to get lost in the shuffle.
When I left school, I was looking for a smaller company because I had friends that had gone into a larger corporation, and you end up being a number, and that's how you're treated, as a number. So I was looking for a small company that you're more of a person, and you're a name and not just a number or an employee. You're more of a group or a family.
It doesn't feel like you're just a number here. People genuinely care about how everything's going in your outside work life. So it makes it nice to come to a place where people actually care.
We're very family based. Up in the office, we're very social. However, when it's time to focus, we know how to get work done.
I would say that we have a lot of people here who are dedicated to what they do, who care about what they do, who are very talented at what they do, who are willing to work hard, but also people who we're not all serious here all the time.
We like to be sociable and kind of laid back as well, because no one likes a stiff work environment.
I really do enjoy just coming to work and just being around everyone here. I mean, obviously I enjoy the work and I enjoy the engineering and all that stuff, but I think everyone really just gets along really well. I don't sit at my desk and type away by myself. Definitely we have conversations all the time about non-work stuff. Definitely we all get along really good.
I consider a lot of my coworkers to be friends. There are many of the guys that I've spent time with outside of the office and have relationships with that go beyond our work, and I think that's a wonderful thing. I think that being part of something that feels like a family and feels like a team is pretty special, and it's something that I'm grateful for.
There's only, I think, about 40 of us or so right now. That adds a different sense of responsibility to the work I do here, because there isn't a version of me in 12 different offices around the country and 25 around the world. What we're doing here, it's all centered in this building, and I do feel like I have that impact. The fact that the work that I do, I really can feel that in our bottom line and the product that goes out our door. It gives me, I would say, a sense of pride that I didn't have as much at other companies.
So the greatest satisfaction I receive from my job would definitely be walking out in the shop and seeing the final product. It's one thing to design on a computer, but when you walk down there and see the final product,
getting to see those developed and built out in the shop, so actually seeing something I created be built and then sent out into the field.
Seeing the finished product, knowing that I put my stamp on that, is a very rewarding thing to see. it's just one of those things that, you know, if you come to work and give everything you got to it, you're going to feel rewarded, and just the, you know, the pride of putting out a quality product that, you know, a lot of companies don't do anymore.
It kind of gives me an extra sense of motivation and accomplishment.
In previous jobs of mine, I've felt hesitant to ask questions, but the commitment to answer questions and being open and like, let's treat everything as like a learning opportunity, that was very much imparted in me. So that gave me the freedom to be inquisitive, which let me learn a lot more than I would have otherwise.
I came here out of welding school, you know, only thing I knew how to do was strike an arc. The skill level that I've grown to have is strictly come from this company alone. It's a very good place to learn. You're not just stuck doing the same thing every day. If you put forth the effort, you will be taught anything and everything you need to know about what we do.
When I come here, I couldn't answer all the customers' questions because I didn't know anything about the equipment. So definitely, you know, the mechanical engineer and the electrical engineer were definitely able to help me to get up to speed on exactly how to help the customers the best way, and then, you know, help me get going in that direction.
The ownership has really encouraged, if there's something that you're interested in within the company that you think you'd like to do, then they encourage that. You know, it's not just, I'm in this spot, this is what I'm going to do from here until the end or whatever it is. It's like, if you have an interest in something, they encourage you to pursue that.
Anytime we needed to improve equipment or, you know, just overall anything at Heat, they're very supportive and willing to have a forward-facing thought on how we should move, get new equipment to improve the quality here, to improve how people do their jobs.
This is a company where your work is recognized and appreciated. Everyone here is an important part of the puzzle.
People talk about like, oh, you know, to be able to make big leaps in your own personal compensation or salary or whatever, you gotta move companies every few years. That's been kind of like the attitude recently. And here I really feel like that hasn't been an issue. I mean, the owners understand kind of what it is we're up against, rather than being many levels removed from that. I feel even in terms of compensation, like quite well taken care of here at Heat, to the point where I haven't had as much of those wandering eyes that you might hear about from people at other companies.
My whole life I've wanted to be part of something big, you know, bigger than myself, and the impact that we have on the world, I'm really proud of that.
It's a family-oriented place, so it's one of those things that, you know, you do a good job, you're rewarded, and you're taken care of by, you know, the people upstairs and things of that, and it's a great feeling.
I don't really know any of my friends that have worked at a company as long as I have. Most of them have hopped from job to job and been in multiple spots, and you know, I just felt like from the beginning I saw the vision, I bought into the vision, I wanted to be part of it, and we've been more profitable, and our sales have been higher than ever before, and we're continuing to grow and we're continuing to improve. And, you know, I'm still enjoying being a part of this ride, and a ride that's satisfying in knowing that the work that we've put in is paying dividends.
You know, I enjoy working here, and, you know, it's a place you definitely need to be. You know, there's a lot of places out there, but again, there's a reason some of us have been here as long as we have.
I am 29 years in and still hyped up, you know, after all these years, through the ups and the downs, and now we just keep going higher and higher. And so it's great to be a part of that.